The lightning-caused Medio fire is burning through 3,000 acres of forest above Santa Fe, sending smoke across northern and central New Mexico. At the same time, firefighters are battling blazes across the west, including Colorado and California. This week, correspondent Laura Paskus talks with Incident Management Team Chief Buck Wickham about what's happening with the Medio fire and checks in with the Santa Fe National Forest's Terrence Gallegos about why this is an unusual fire season for New Mexico.
Terrence, it almost seemed like we were going to catch a break this fire season. But what happened? I feel like August isn't our normal fire season.
Yeah, no, that's a really good observation, and that's correct. This year was just a kind of a freaky year for the monsoons. In fact, I think it got dubbed the non-soons because we just didn't get the moisture that we're used to getting this time of year. Typically, we don't have to worry about large fire on the Santa Fe National Forest this time of year. In fact, we're looking for opportunities to start beginning our prescribed fire opportunities, maybe manage a wildfire for some resource objectives because we're in the fields conditions and weather conditions that we can do that. But just the lack of moisture that we got during the monsoon season put us right back into fire season. So we're getting some fire indices and ERCs that are pretty dang close to what we would see in June, which is the peak of our fire season here. So oddball year.
I know that you often don't have the luxury of just focusing on what's happening right now, but you have to be looking ahead as well. And I'm curious what you're thinking might be able to happen this winter in terms of prescribed fire, planned burns, and things like that, especially with the challenges that COVID and the seasonal flu could potentially present this winter.
Yeah, we've been discussing that quite a bit, and we do have to go about that very diligently and make sure that we're communicating well with the public and looking at the smoke receptors and the sensitive smoke receptors that we could potentially impact. So we've been talking about that for about a couple months now and working with leadership and just trying to figure out what prescribed fire opportunities there may be out there with the least amount of impacts when it comes to smoke. The Medio fire has created a lot of smoke for the city of Santa Fe. They've been dealing with a lot of smoke from this wildfire, and so that's definitely a consideration. We don't want to compound that later on down the road if we can help it. So.
And speaking of prescribed fires, it seems like prescribed fire and maybe some past burns have helped slow the Medio fire. Is that the case?
Yeah. There was a prescribed fire that was done by the Espanola Ranger District in Pacheco Canyon. It was about 500 acres. It was done last year around May, and it was a little wetter year. In fact, I have a picture of it, and there's still snow on the mountaintops there. But yeah, it really came in to be a key part of slowing down the progression of the fire. When the Medio fire kind of ran the Rio and Medio drainage, fire likes to run uphill, and so it was in a drainage bottom. It pushed uphill with a little wind behind it, and it actually kind of ran right into that prescribed fire that we did a year ago, and it knocked it down. And in fact, there were some spot fires inside the prescribed fire, but they were very easily handled because there wasn't the amount of fuel in there from the burn. And in fact, the hand line from the prescribed fire was also utilized to pick up the main edge of the fire. So it was really awesome that prescribed fire played such a critical role in keeping the fire from progressing across the 102, because if the fire would have crossed the Pacheco Canyon Road, what we call Forest Service Road 102, it would have gotten into what we call the Gabaldon roadless area. And that's an area that's got a lot of terrain, thick fuels, and it's really close to a lot of values at risk. The Tesuque watershed is in there, the Santa Fe Ski Basin, Hyde State Park. The Forest Service has a lot of campgrounds along this ski highway that would have been impacted. And then, of course, the upper watershed for the Santa Fe is is in kind of direct impact if something gets going in that area. So it was really great to see that hard work be paid off like that with a wildfire, interacting with it.
Well, thanks for your time, Terrence, and thanks for everyone's hard work on the fires.
Thank you.
Buck, the Medio fire started on August 17th, if I'm right, and it's burning up above Nambe Reservoir in the Santa Fe National Forest. How did the fire start, and what has its behavior been like this past week?
Well, we haven't made a determination of how the fire actually started yet. There has been an investigation up there, but I haven't heard what if there was a determination made what had actually started the fire.
And is it high severity, low severity, kind of what's happening up there? I know it's probably different from day to day, but how would you characterize its severity this past week?
Well, we've got several crews up there. Initially we tried to stop the fire at Rio Nambi, and then Rio and Medio on the southern part of it. But one of the things that's really been difficult is we've been hit by winds from every direction of the compass because of the thunder cells around our fire that give us a lot of wind but haven't given us much rain at all. But the fire the first day ran across the Medio drainage and made it about as far as Aspen Ranch. And then we had to back off and try again. But we've got it two different areas. We didn't want it to go north over the Rio Nambi, and we didn't want it to go south across the 102 road. And so that's been pretty much what our focus has been on the fire. And we've divided it up into two different groups of folks working out there, and one coming from the north and one from the south, and they're doing pretty well.
And how has COVID changed how you all are fighting fires and working together?
Well, anytime that we have 4 rules that we go by. One of them is the concept of a module of 1. And so if you're on an engine crew, you're a module of 1. There might be 3 to 5 people on an engine crew, but they work together, they eat together, they stay together, and they don't mingle with other people. And anytime they're forced to do that, then we have to wear masks. And that's one of the things, like, we wear masks all the time from, the first briefing until we go to bed every night. And so that's another thing that we're trying to do is make sure people are wearing masks. And then social distancing, trying to not get any bottlenecks of people, and, for instance, we don't eat in a chow hall anymore. We get our individual meals and go hide somewhere and eat by ourselves, and so the social distancing is taken into consideration then. And then washing our hands, we've all heard the drill since we were kids, go wash your hands. And we've got hand washing stations and sanitizers everywhere, and we try to get everybody to wash your hands until you're sick of washing your hands.
You've been fighting fires for decades. What do you notice that's different about today's fires than maybe they were 20 or 30 years ago?
Oh, there are so many things different. One of the things that I'll say is different that's really critical is the fuel bed that we're fighting fires in. I have been fighting fires for several decades, and, fires are getting a lot larger now than they were, and for several different causes, maybe not necessarily all fuels, but fires do burn with an incredible intensity in the fuel bed that people are fighting fires now compared to when I started. When I started, a fire that was, over, like, say, 5,000-6,000 acres was a pretty big fire. And now, these fires exceed that tremendously. There's fires burning in California over 100,000 acres, and I do think that, and I think that different ways of managing fires have caused a lot of the acres and, to get bigger on fires. It's a lot easier world to fight fires in now than it was when I started. We had a lot less to deal with,
Well, thank you for joining us, Buck. We appreciate your time and hope y'all stay safe out there.
Okay, all right.